Yeah. The greatest nation since United Nations in attendance. Quickly, before I get into this, why is the ambulance double parked? Are you kidding me? Do you know how troublesome that can be to other people? And you're double parked in the area you always see me park. I know you lames watch. I see you. Hopefully you saved some lives today. Congratulations, but that doesn't give you the right to break the law the same way it doesn't give me the right to. It's your boy TheCzarr, all rights reserved. CommenterNation, stand up. Let's get into this. This is against the ex-haters. What do I have to say to them? Everybody who told a story sideways, everybody who was just flaunting and saying, oh, he had me do this, wanted to come out and do it. None of you cats. I've yet to see any of you cats truly speak about what's going on. That's my thing. You guys choose a time and a moment, but we hit it back to back to back, and you want to criticize your own life. Yesterday, I was talking about something real. Shadow banning, yeah, that's real something. Get used to playoff TheCzarr for this moment, because after this, it's going to be the fresh. But let me make this clear. You can play them games, but you know at the end of the day what I'm talking about. You know at the end of the day what's going on. Only you do. Not many people do. And I still hold you accountable because you know what's going on. Bottom line. What are we talking about today? I mean, I'm looking at the ambulance sign. Is that a snake sliding up the pole? What does that have to do with healing someone? I never understood that. Interesting. And it's a blue symbol nonetheless. Matter of fact, it is a very powerful sign. What is that, about 7 sides to that? Interesting. Symbolism's everything. Even now, these haters use symbolism and they talked around the subject basically to take shots at your boy. Then to try and make it seem like it was smooth. Oh, cut it out. We know who you are. Cut the games. This is the Mad Scientist Chronicles. Stop playing with me here. Stop playing with me here. You know how I rock. You know how I move. Oh, what's this? What's this you guys say? Oh, I'm exaggerating. That's why this is the Mad Scientist Chronicles. What am I truly exaggerating? What am I exaggerating that's not sensible? What are we looking at here? Really? Do you know what we're looking at? Do you know what the sense is? Do you know what's going on? Hold on. Let me slide outside of here, because sometimes you got to talk to cats outside the whip. Hold on. Sometimes you got to talk to these cats outside the whip. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Oh, y'all authentic? How authentic are you? How truly authentic are you? Acting like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Acting like y'all can take y'all shots and slide off and I ain't going to address it. Yeah. Look. They're double parked. Look. Let's walk over here real quick. That ain't double parked. Look, there's a spot there. And a spot here. Look, double parked. Double parked so that your back's at the front of the whip. Really? That's safe. Not a officer in sight. That's the normal. That's how you guys work. You try and do things sideways, slide through and make it seem funny. And I didn't set this up. I can't make this up. You try and do funny things, but then try and get the law involved or try and put them in the way when people address you. You did all that for a coffee. You did all that for some donuts. Was it worth it? Was it worth humanity for your cup of coffee or some donuts? Then the same people that you justify to hatred or some type of danger, you want to hold something against. Real funny. Real funny. Funny style. You hop on other social media things. People reposting his pictures, reposting his videos every day. I did it to see will they speak up. They didn't speak up, but they were on Instagram. Best believe that. Best believe on Instagram. That's what I'm trying to say. So how does that make anything authentic? How do you respect that? Now, after I get off here, I'm going to take a picture of this so that it can be seen. So if anything gets said about why I park like this, why is he allowed to park like that? So if they're going to get me and I get a ticket, you get a ticket. That's how it's going to work. Doesn't matter. Matter of fact, you're using a vehicle that is not yours. All you do is show up to be there. You show up to show up. You don't show up to make a difference. Not right now. Not to finish your coffee. I don't know if it's the one woman who I thought was a man, or I don't know if it's the guy. I don't know who it is. We all know how late you show up to the situations that happen here. Stop playing with me. We can do stories on that. But bottom line, this is all relevant to social media. Think about it. People show up late to do the story. People show up late to do the media and think they deserve the credit. Think they can say whatever or criticize whoever just because they know someone. Put it this way, I ain't know nobody. I still stepped up and learned them. They got to know me. Bottom line. And it's in the rain. It's about to rain. You messing around with people's safety? Same thing they do. You're messing around with the safety of everybody else on media. Putting personal business out. Thinking it's sweet. Coming at people's families. Coming at people's members. The people that came at you, what they mentioned? Your pictures of you holding things you shouldn't have been holding. Posing with things you shouldn't have been posing with. But you're posers. I get it. I got it. Okay? Understood. But how long are you going to pose before you say you're real and you actually be real? Let's be real. They're still saying that there's no evidence about what it is I was talking about. Yet you haven't proved anything I said wrong. Have you ever heard of people uniting against you to prove a point when they have no point to prove? I've never heard of that. Matter of fact, this is the first time I heard of it. Bottom line, you guys are out of line. And we're going to address it. And I don't have no problem addressing it. And that's why I do this way. How come we're still giving passes to people putting out false narratives, the people dancing around subjects, dancing around a person's value and safety when they weren't there for them when they needed them most? Why are we playing with them? Bottom line, why are we playing with it? Why we let people play with topics and things and we never address them? How are you going to say they're better than me doing something that they shouldn't have been doing when it shouldn't be being done? Period. There's no excuse. That's what I'm saying. Now you know, if you notice something, you notice I walked in a circle and about a good 7 to 8 times throughout it. What does that mean? I don't know. Ask your people that don't want me to have the conversation. You see how sticky it gets when relevance and relations and comparisons are being used to show you how they do on social media. But then they want to try and come at somebody who is direct. I'm not walking in circles as I'm doing now. Funny thing, I'm walking in circles here, but in my media, I go straight forward. They don't like that. Now, I seen the amount of likes, so it seems you guys really don't want dislikes, excuse me. And the likes are up, but the dislikes, it seems you guys don't want me to talk about certain things. That's fine. But just so you know, when TheCzarr does it, I am going in. I won't be play. It won't be playing. You'll really be frowning where you're at. Like, is he talking about us? Is he revealing this? See, I mixed a concoction over here, a concoction over there. I poured it in, and I realized something. The outcome that I presume would occur didn't occur. Matter of fact, it created an outcome I never expected. And that was how fake, false, and phony certain people around were. Period. Let's talk about that. Heck, you guys wouldn't even address certain people who were phony. I did it. Some of them spoke up to me directly. Some of them spoke up in their little videos. Doesn't matter. Your YouTube prowess was directly off a relation to someone. Mine was looking for justice for someone. What's the difference? That means a clear difference between us. That's the biggest difference between us. And that's why you'll never be compared to me in history. You only cared when it mattered. Do you get that? Ooh, don't let that go over your head. You only cared when it mattered. You didn't care once it happened. Period. I was a little thrown off because you guys were double parked. I was a little thrown off. You know he'll drive by and hand me a ticket if I did that, though.
You're right. You're right.
Okay. See, I'm right. I'm not a big... What is wrong with you guys? What is wrong with you guys? You know, I'm not going to give it. They said I'm right. Give credit where it's due. Don't you get how it works? You're talking to an intelligent black man. I told you a black man study is something that most of the world hasn't really had a chance to see. I'm in a different stratosphere with the mentality. Overall, you know how I rock. How I always rock. Get ready. Mad Scientist Chronicles. And that's how we gonna do it. All rights reserved.